What is up? We just have to get this started. I mean, you've read the title. We are tackling these bookshelves. If you haven't seen my video yet, I have two videos. One that's like actually building my built-in bookshelves that are on this side of the room, and another one that's organizing the books into them. And in that video, I mentioned that I needed to tackle this one eventually because I actually haven't put this in any particular order since I moved in. I've shifted things around, kind of like played with heights and colors and like trying to see what I have for when I do eventually do it, but I haven't actually organized it. A big reason for it was actually that when I originally put them up and anchored them to the wall, I did it in the center of that wall. There is an outlet that's like right here that I didn't want to cover up. Now with the built-in shelves on this side, I don't like how close the white shelves are to it. I think it just looks a little bit weird. I wanted to scoot it over, but I had a whole stack of like Fairy Loot and Owl Crate boxes right there that I hadn't opened in months, and I didn't want to get a head start on doing all this if there was still unopened boxes and books that would need to get sorted away. So long story short, that video is finally done. That area is finally clear. I got this thing for the outlet, that way I can like still have an extension cord to the outlet behind it and have it be flat. So there are officially no more excuses except for the fact that this is going to take me a hot minute and I just need to get this video started. So I probably won't show too much of the process of me emptying the shelves and then scooting them over, just because I think that's going to take me a little while because again I anchored them. But then this video is going to be me reorganizing them, finally getting the books in how I wanted them to look, and I'm actually really happy to finally be getting to this because I think once that's done it'll feel like a book room, like a real book room, you know? So we just have to get started. I'll talk to you when the books are emptied out and I'll move it over. But for right now, I'm gonna be like a little iPad kid and play the podcast that I was playing and get this stuff sorted. Also, I'm kind of digging my fit right now. What do you think? It's cute. We love a good sweatpant look. Like, come on. Let's do it. I thought it was gonna be empty, but I actually decided, because of the way that I have to stack all the books on the ground, I won't have room if I stack all of them on the ground before I have to like bring out the ladder and demount all of this stuff. So I'm gonna plug in my thingy in the outlet, that way I have outlet power, and then I'm gonna scoot that one over. I probably need my drill, huh? Everything's moved over. That took a really long time. Unmounting and remounting, and like there's still one right there that I need to patch up and all that, but I'm glad that this part's done. I love that the extension cord is just like dangling there. In hindsight, I should have gotten the longer one so that I could like lay on the floor, but I'll figure it out. They also gave like these really helpful little like strips with it so you can stick it, which that's what I did along the back. So maybe I'll just have it like stick out to above the closet. Right? I don't know. But anyways, you can't see it. Let me show you the stacks of books. I don't even know where to go for this. I thought you were falling and that everything was going to be ruined, but it was just that I forgot to tighten the tripod. All of this is going into the shelves. I already cleaned them down, so now it's just about putting them in. I think this might be a good point to tell you like the idea. I do want this to kind of pull very neutral. I just don't want it to take away from the built-in bookshelves, but also like I've been kind of just, what's that word? Drifting towards like neutral and black. Like I just want a very clean look. I don't know. Rainbows just don't fit in with what I want right now. I've never been a color person, and I feel like for a really long time I was trying to like bring more color into every aspect of my life, and I would just buy all these shirts and do all these things and then never use them because all I like to really wear is like mostly black, but then also just like white and sometimes tan. No brown. Definitely no brown. But yeah, so I mean, let's see how this goes. Obviously I don't have only white and black books, so I likely will be doing a lot of like flipping books around, also seeing which ones look really good without the dust jacket. It's pretty similar to the experience that I had filling up my built-in bookshelves, but in this one I'm focused more on like keeping things in like a neutral colored tone. I don't expect this to be finished today, not even a little bit, so we're just gonna get it started and then I'll keep filming and updating as we go. Listen, it's a new day. I don't have long today because I actually have work in like an hour, but I wanted to get something done. And the thing is, I don't think I like it. I thought this was gonna be so easy. If like you were paying attention in the beginning of the video, I literally was kind of placing books haphazardly because I was trying to get a color story. And I did that, and then I realized I didn't love, like I had this idea. I was like black, white, black, and then just like continue that, like a domino kind of thing, you know? And then that just wasn't working for me. I don't know. I forgot that I also like books to like be stacked sideways, and then I felt like some of these shelves were overwhelming me. I'm also overwhelmed by the idea of turning around paperbacks that are all the same height. I don't like how that looks. I don't like it. I like actually how the manga looks. Like that one, I probably will leave like that. But I don't know. I think I have to have some shelves maybe that are all the same height. That way, like that part of my brain can shut up. I do like how some of the, like this shelf, it's giving. This shelf, also giving. That shelf, I have mixed feelings on. This one that I'm covering up that you can't even see. This one I have completely mixed feelings on, and this one I really wanted to like and I don't. So yeah, things are like getting complicated. And I don't even have an audiobook to listen to. Like, can you believe that? I don't know. So let's do as much as we can in the next like 30 minutes, and ideally I'll feel better. I also do definitely want to stack books up on top of the shelves again. I like how it looks, actually. I have such mixed feelings. I'm also having this like mini crisis. I'm calling it a mini crisis because I'm sure I'll be over it in a while. I don't get rid of books. If you've been on my channel for any amount of times, you know I'm a book hoarder. Like, at the moment that I have attached myself to a book, I can't seem to get rid of it. But I'm in that weird place where I'm suddenly realizing that the books that I want on my shelves, I want them to be all books that I'm really like happy about, like that brings me joy. But I think that's gonna have to be a problem for a different Brittany. Like, this Brittany is gonna figure out how these current books that she has, oh my god, not third person. I'm gonna be figuring out what the books that I currently have are going to be doing in my shelves. And then I think that in the next year, I'm going to probably go through every book that I do own and decide on whether these things bring me joy or not, which is actually really difficult. More difficult than it sounds, because in that chest for the built-in shelves, I have a whole bunch of boxes of books that I also don't know what to do with. So here we are. Welcome to the next day. I hope you're having a good time. I'm gonna move you back, actually. I want like a more aerial view of it. I want you to see the whole process as it's getting done. I really do want like a podcast or something though. This is boring me. Oh, I have my laptop. I think I should mention my other issue that I'm having is I don't like separating authors' works that much. So like, I'll do it, I've done it successfully, in my opinion, as in I'm not like mad about it in the other shelves, and I'm trying to like work that out in these shelves, but I'm having trouble truly separating from the way that I used to organize things. But I need a change, you know? It's been an hour. It's more disjointed. I'm like almost feeling like I'm gonna end up having to start from scratch. I kind of like this area. I decided genres should be near each other. I kind of like the idea of having like authors, like the same authors on different rows, but like stacked near each other, so that if I ever were to be in front of it, you'd see the progression. I just don't think that I like I just want like a super fast update. This battery's gonna die too. I didn't realize it hadn't been charging, so this is where we're at with it. I'm still just playing around. I keep thinking that I just want to redo it all. So yeah, that's unfortunately where we're at today. I'll just film until it dies, you know? Oh, I need an audiobook. Would it help if you could see more? Some things changed, others didn't. I made a romance shelf down there and I hate it. So let's just watch, I suppose. I think I'm getting somewhere. Sorry, I'm not like showing a ton of the process. I'm literally undoing and redoing shelves constantly. Like, okay, let me give you an idea. Right now, I really love these top two shelves. I like how they turned out. I did kind of like a color thing where it's genre based and color based. So there's like greens and silvers and purples and blues. I think it's pretty. I hate that yellow shelf in the middle. I mean, I like it. I don't like it there. Another example. I really wanted all of the books to go in work directly, but I have too many books for that, for it to still feel like spacey and happy. I don't really want like a jam-packed shelf look. I feel like I've had that for years, and so I'm just kind of bored of it. I don't like hiding my books though either. Like I don't love the process of just like flipping them around if I don't find them aesthetically correct, in the sense that like I know I'm gonna forget about it because I have object permanence issues. But I did turn around Illuminae and I love how that looks. Like one of my favorite lines when I first read Illuminae, and one that has stuck through me for a long time, because at that exact time that I read Illuminae, I was taking philosophy, and so I was reading about Descartes when in Illuminae they say, I think therefore I am part. And so this part, it says, am I not merciful in the back? I was like, yeah, I'll flip it around. I'm gonna hide all the other books behind it. And I think I like how that looks. And then I was like, maybe more books should be on display. And so I put the Maidens on display, and I hid all of my like uglier thriller books behind it. But the annoying part here is I was trying to only hide books that I've read before, and unfortunately I keep hiding books that I haven't read, and that makes me think that I might forget about them. So I'm in a little bit of a pickle overall. These though, like, okay, actually this whole shelf is giving. I like it. This big one on the farthest left side, I really like it. Actually, the whole left side is really working for me. The right side is not. And I think that I want to flip around most of the books that are on top of the shelves, because I think it like cuts the bookshelves off versus making it feel taller when they're all dark books. So that's where we're at. I think today might be the day that it finishes though. I was attempting to leave a shelf open because I really wanted a shelf to put my notebooks in, because I have a lot of notebooks and I thought it would be a fun thing to have. I just don't know if that's gonna happen though. So here's the solution. I know, you're thinking, Brittany, you need to do an unhaul of all the books that you don't want anymore. That's so smart of you to say. I'm really honored that you think that I have the self-control in me to get rid of books. But my solution is I just need another shelf somewhere else that I can put the books that I don't want on display. You know? Like, I don't know, maybe my like the entire ceiling of my house should just be lined with one shelf, that way I can put books in it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not. I will unhaul books eventually. I just need to like get there mentally. We're so close to the end. Final touch time. I think it's done. And I also might hate And so it's finished. I have very mixed overall feelings on how it turned out. I mean, obviously, I think I achieved it in the sense that it has a lot of a cleaner look to me, and it feels, I don't know, it feels like it fits in with that side. If not completely, then at least slightly. And I do like that for the most part, everything has kind of kept within themes per shelf. Like, all of the thrillers are mostly together, and all of the fantasy books stay in the same shelves, and romance and contemporary, and on and on and on. I did kind of debate on whether that would be something that I focused on when I was doing this reorganization, if I just wanted it to be like a purely aesthetic reorganization, or if I wanted some sort of consistency in the way that I organize things. And ultimately, like, I cannot have an organization that doesn't have some sense to it. I just can't. Maybe one day, but I can't currently. So it does still have that aspect to it. The only part that I think is still very much like it had to be that way, and that's why it is that way, and I think I like it, but I'm still not loving it, is the very top of the bookshelves. I did want to have books go up to the top, as we said, but the way that I ended up doing it was something that I didn't entirely expect. I love the turned around book look, but when I showed it to Adam, he was like, is it supposed to look that way? And I think that that is kind of like the general vibe that that gives off. It doesn't look complete, but I didn't want to turn all of the books around, just because any book that I haven't read that is up at that very tippy top area, I didn't want to be turned around. If there's any chance that I'm gonna read the book, I need to be able to see what the book is. So that didn't necessarily like bleed over into the actual shelves. There's a lot of books that I haven't read that are turned around. I don't know, but I definitely didn't want the thing that I can barely reach to also be in that way. Obviously, for the books that are in the shelves, I can always turn those around because they're at easy reach, but the top ones, that wasn't going to be the case, so that's why they look that way. But yeah, and I actually didn't have very many knickknacks to be able to put into the shelves that I felt went very well with the shelves. So for right now, they're pretty blank. There's still some of my like old faves, you know, my bookmark book mug and the coin jar and, you know, little things like that. But for the most part, they're pretty clean. I kind of like that they are, but I also think that the main reason that they look so clean is because there wasn't a lot of decor things that fit the vibe that I was going for in them, which we'll see what happens. I guess the last thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that I am really excited that I got to leave a whole shelf open just for like notebook style things and like binders with like the album kind of things for prints. I just really enjoy that area. I mean, it could change, especially if I get more books, but for now, I think this is really good. I had so many issues making these shelves, more than usual, and I think that it ultimately is just because there's a lot of books that at this point I know I will likely not get to, and it isn't like what I want. Sometimes that's really exactly what I need. I want a lot of books that I haven't read before so they can inspire me to read more. But since I'm now in a reading mood, I am now aware of the kinds of things that I want to be reading. And I know that I'll have to go through and do like an unhaul and just kind of like clear out, maybe purge out the shelves. I'm not sure. Right now, this is what I like, and I'm going to keep it this way for at least a few months. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed this chaotic reorganization, this very second-guessing reorganization in all actuality. I'm just glad to have like a mostly finished book room. It feels so cozy in here now, and I finally like vacuumed, so I'm excited to sit at my window seat tonight and get to enjoy this view. I also debated on whether I wanted to put twinkly lights back on them like I've had in the past, and I don't think I do. I mean, I love the ambiance that those kinds of lights can give, but I don't know. Right now, it's not what I want, you know? I don't know. I don't know. So I hope you know, because I apparently do not. But that'll be it for this video today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it again, and this was fun for you, and I'm excited to use them and to fill them up and to get new books that I also feel excited about. But that'll be it for this video today, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!